Hello guys, welcome back to an update here on Bitcoin. Nothing much has changed here. I thought to show you a bit my overall views on the market. I still have this big pitchfork here, longer time frame. I suggest everybody pull up your chart, take from the COVID lows down here. You want to draw the pitchfork and you want to use the modify shift. So you come here from the COVID lows to the all-time highs and then to the previous bear market. So I've had this started for a long time, and I do believe very, very strongly that we're going to get a major top here. People have been asking me how I think this cycle is going to play out compared to others, and I do think this cycle is going to be different. I don't think once we reach this top, I don't think Bitcoin will drop by 80% like previous cycles. So you can see here from the previous bull market, after we topped, so Bitcoin dropped around 77%. I don't think we're going to get so big drop on Bitcoin, since Bitcoin has been becoming very mainstream now. And the ETF has been approved and big banks are trading this. So I do think Bitcoin is going to be more stable going here on forward. But I do think still we're going to get a major top here because it's very, very, a lot of retailers are coming into Bitcoin right now. So once we reach this target, we are definitely going to see a dump. How big of a dump, I'm not sure yet. We have to see when time comes. But I do expect at least, because we have very nice demands on here, 52. So here at least Bitcoin will go to 52,000. Of course, it's also possible that we'll go lower to around 43,000. It's probably going to be a very good bottom in the future to buy. But overall, my direction for Bitcoin is still up, and then probably we're going to get a bigger bear market. And of course, it's not going to go straight down. It's probably going to fluctuate like we saw here on in the previous cycle. So we first stopped here, then we made another high, and then we came down again. So of course, I will keep you ahead of the market. So make sure to subscribe. So if you come here on the 4 hour, as I've been saying, since we made this fourth wave, I continue to repeat myself. I said we're not going to go straight up. We're going to get more sideways. So if you have been successfully been able to trade this market, I've been saying to my people that are in the Discord, if you're still on break even since we made this fourth wave, you're actually doing very good, because these fourth waves are not easy to trade. So ideally what you want to do is try to catch the low here and just keep your long position open. So if you want to catch a low like this, and just keep the position open until Bitcoin takes off. So you can see here how perfectly this pitchfork has respected Bitcoin so far. So if we take here from the third wave down to the fourth wave and then up here to the highs. So you can see how we got the perfect bounce here from the median line. So here's where we entered long. Personally, I now I closed my Bitcoin long because I'm looking now to re-enter. Right now I'm positioned in more altcoins. So we got a nice bounce, and I do think this is going to be a substantial low. So overall, Bitcoin still looks bullish to me. Of course, we're going to have to see. It's now weekend, so it might pull back here a little bit. But overall, I'm expecting us to break out from this pitchfork. The most important pitchfork right now is this resistance one. So we use the same low from the fourth wave up here and then to the recent lows. And this one we want to use the shift pitchfork. So you can see how Bitcoin already, we got some nice resistance here. Here I took some profits on my Bitcoin long. Right now we dropped again. So second time, I do expect this one to act as a resistance again, but we want ideally to see a price break through it. The more times the resistance gets tested, the weaker it gets. So my next target is now here on the original pitchfork. This one is quite steep, but I do think Bitcoin has possibility. As long as we can stay inside, you can see here on the 4 hour how algorithms have been buying up. Every time Bitcoin tried to break down from the pitchfork, algorithms are pushing the price back up. So as long as we can continue inside, it's very likely Bitcoin will go to this median line. So this is now my next target for Bitcoin, this median line here. As long as we can stay inside, if we continue to just go sideways, of course we might break lower and we might never reach this line. But if we look at the time frame here, this would mean that just based on this median line here, so this would mean Bitcoin will reach 91,000 by the end of April 24th, which is a little bit early in my opinion. I do think it will take longer for Bitcoin to reach it, but anything is possible because it's a fifth wave, and the fifth waves are usually the most impulsive ones. So it's a very big possibility. So that's what I'm looking. My eyes are right now on this pitchfork here. That's the most important. We ideally want to stay inside this pitchfork, probably because it's going to be Sunday here tomorrow. So we probably might get out of the pitchfork, but we want to see the price come back inside. So that's what I'm looking right now. You can also see here on the 30-minute a very cool pitchfork here on Bitcoin. Let me see if I have remembered it correctly. I think it was actually down here on the 10-minute. So on the 10-minute chart, you can see here, you can drag from these lows here to the bottoms and use these highs again on the shift one. I do believe it was something like this, or I think it was this low here. So you can see here how Bitcoin is very well respecting these pitchforks here, how you can get these good entries entering on the median line. I do believe, yeah, like this. You can see here how Bitcoin has respected. So you can also go on the lower time frames. Bitcoin really likes these pitchforks overall. Of course, I prefer mainly to use them on the 4 hour. So that's also a reason why I believe this high is going to be very substantial. It can open a very nice short here once we reach 90,000. If we also check here on Ethereum, Ethereum, as I've been saying, has not done that as much, and it looks more bearish than Bitcoin. Overall, I do think Ethereum is going to start outperforming Bitcoin. So we're still lower here. The fourth wave is still in on Ethereum. So ideally, what we want to look for Ethereum is similar like on Bitcoin. We want to take from these lows here to the highs and then to this low here. So you can see Ethereum has respected this pitchfork very, very nicely. Again, like on Bitcoin, how we got a nice bounce here once price tried to break through this pitchfork, but algorithms keep pushing it. So right now, we want Ethereum to get above this line here. This line is the most important. Once we get above here, build up base and then go higher to 3,500. And of course, after that, that's gonna then start the final fifth wave, hopefully soon to 4,600. Sorry. So this is the pitchfork I have on Ethereum. I do think this is gonna be a very substantial high on Ethereum. I also expect Ethereum to actually break the all-time highs. So that's the tricky part. So depending, I think Ethereum has potential to reach the median line before Bitcoin reaches its median line. So it's something to keep in mind. So that's why Ethereum might not top here. So Bitcoin might still be lower than their target. So Ethereum might come up here first, pull back a bit, and then go higher. So that's something we have to see. That's why I constantly do daily updates, so I keep you guys ahead. But overall, this might count for now. So I do expect a major top here on this median line. Overall, next week, I hope we start going higher. If we get some more sideways, it's nothing to be surprised. But overall, the direction is higher on Ethereum. I don't think we're going to break lower than this. Overall, total altcoin market cap just quickly here. You guys know that we're still at resistance here. This median line, you can see how accurate the algorithms are. Nothing new here. We need to break above this as soon as possible, because if we start going lower, this is going to be very, very bearish for altcoins. But overall, I do have this impulse here. So the shorter time frame, fifth wave, has bottomed here, but then we have a longer time frame. So we have a 1, 2. This is actually a third wave. Right now, we're making a fourth wave before then we're going higher for the bigger time frame if we come here on the log scale. So we still have a fifth wave to go to 1.18 trillion or so on altcoins, which this is going to then determine the direction overall on the altcoins. Next, I want to cover NEAR. Lots of people asking me about NEAR again. Nothing new here. If we come here on the daily, we still have this pitchfork in play. Fourth wave very likely is in. We have the 0.31 Fibonacci that it's acting perfectly here as support. Right now, it's just fluctuating like the fourth waves are doing. But overall, I do expect NEAR to very quickly go to 12 once the altcoins start taking off. And then overall, we're going to go to 19 on NEAR. Come here on the 4 hour. I have this very cool pitchfork from the lows here that we on the fourth wave up here. Then I use these lows again. So you can see first we have the shift pitchfork, how we acted here. Very cool resistance. We pulled back, no surprise here. The VIPs that are in my Discord knows about this. Then if we go on the normal scale, this is the normal pitchfork. So I would be surprised if NEAR doesn't reach this pitchfork. So as long as we can stay inside this pitchfork, which I think we're gonna do, I think NEAR is gonna go to this median line. Like that's no problem. Right now it's just gonna fluctuate. Usually on weekends it pulled back. We had a quite substantial green candles here yesterday. So right now it's just selling off a bit. Overall, it's going to go to around 8 or 7.98 next target on NEAR short-term time frame. Then I got some altcoins requests from you guys. I'm going to try to cover as many as possible. So let's see here. Somebody asked me to cover XRP. I'll cover XRP because a lot of people are asking me, even though this is not a coin I like at all. This is an altcoin. If you're holding XRP, I think you're doing a mistake. This is, of course, not financial advice, but this is my personal opinion. On the weekly, I had a nice demand area here. Here would have been a good buy on XRP. Right now, it's retracing. Overall, it's a very ugly chart. I have this pitchfork here. Yes, there is a possibility, have been mentioned, for XRP to pump here to around 1.6, but this could take even years. This pitchfork, since we have stayed inside this pitchfork, I do think it's likely for XRP, but it could just continue to go sideways. Probably some big news event will pump it up, but we could still continue here until 2026 and then make a pump here. So my opinion, of course, it's going to pump. It's a bull market. Everything is going to pump, but I would not be holding XRP. Personally, I've sold any XRP I've ever had and just transferred it into other altcoins. Let's see what else. Solana, I know a lot of people are interested in Solana, so I would like to cover the My Solana chart, nothing really new here, still similar making here. We can go on the smaller time frame. Right now we're in the major fifth wave. On the smaller time frame we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 right now going for the fifth wave. So similar on near. Solana did not get challenge the fourth wave lows here because I do think the lows are in. So we're still here. If you use the Fibonacci to the third wave here, so you can see the 0.31, the one that I teach to all my members. If here in the 4 hour, looks like it's building some kind of base. Ideally you want to go in on a smaller time frame, trying to find an entry on a pitchfork. So you would like to use this high up here and a low here and then a recent high, and you want to use the shift one. So of course you can see it did not come down here, but let's say Solana makes another high here. You just want to move the pitchfork here, expecting for some kind of retrace to the middle line, so you can enter with high leverage. That's actually how you make the most money. And then to ride up the whole fifth wave, which the next target will be 250 and my final target will be around 300 on Solana. So let's see what else. Somebody asked me to cover Gala. I'm sorry guys, I cannot cover all altcoins because my videos, I want to keep them short. So I try to cover as many as possible, but I really like the Gala chart, is very interesting to me. So we had this very impulsive waves higher. It's very difficult to put a pitchfork on this because when we get these impulsive waves, you can see here, it usually goes above. So you can see here on this chart, Gala has reached its target. You can see how algorithms started selling, especially on the daily. Yes, we got a close above, but you have to remember this is a very big time frame. So if you go on the weekly, you can see that on the weekly we got a very nice resistance here on the pitchfork. So personally, if I would have held any Gala, I would have sold it here. Of course, it's still probably gonna go higher, but once I see algorithms have reached their target, usually then personally I don't like being in the market. So you could argue that this is some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 bigger time frame going up for the fifth wave. You could try to use from the first wave here to the third wave. You can see we got a slight breakthrough from the 0.31. It tends to happen on these very impulsive moves up. They retrace quite a lot. You can see here right now how the 0.31 has been holding. So if you're interested to enter Gala, I would enter here, but I would not like to keep it unless we come above this line. So if Gala drops below 0.05, personally, then I would look to sell. So overall, this is my views on the market. I will update you guys again tomorrow if we get further price action. Overall, bullish still Bitcoin. Just need some more sideways to build up momentum. And as soon as we break these highs here, Bitcoin is going to start taking off. All the mainstream news are going to talk about it. Retailers are going to flow in. And that's when we're going to get the top at around 90,000 for Bitcoin before then a major pullback. Otherwise, I thank you so much for watching. Make sure to join my free Discord. I have a lot of free material in my Discord, and I'll also have VIP Discord for those who are interested to learn more about pitchforks, the way I trade, and so on. I appreciate everybody that follows me and watch my content, and see you again tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals.